Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome back to some more Heritage Minutes. Now we've been checking out just a whole bundle of these and I love them so much. They give us great starting point for so much of Canada's history, and so yeah, here we go, starting out with Maple Leaf Gardens.
Fergus, tell us about the hockey.
That Conn Smythe, he's gonna call the team the Maple Leafs.
The Maple Leafs.
Says here he's gonna build a new arena, too.
Hope he comes up with a better name, Brett.
Con, I told you, the bank can't find that kind of money to build an arena in this depression.
But Sir John, listen, we have a deal with the workers. Part of their pay in shares.
Part of their pay in shares?
Yes, sir.
In that case, the bank will pick up the rest.
Wow.
She's going up good, Patty. You're lucky you got a job.
Yes, we are. I'll be up inside of 6 months.
What's the rush?
We're all shareholders. She opened, ching ching, we make money.
And open she did, to thousands of glorious days and nights.
The judgment of the people.
Look at that. Wow.
And then one night, she stepped down.
Oh, what? Wait, what do you mean she stepped down? Oh, well, that was just cut off way too quickly. I have so many questions just by the fact that they said, oh, one night she stepped down. Because does that mean that the entire stadium was demolished? I mean, they certainly seem to have quite a few sporting events, and they even had Elvis there, for goodness sake, and so it must be one hell of a stadium. Is that John Mayer? I don't really know. It's a little bit of a quick thing, and so heaps and heaps of different historical events throughout the years. But no, just the fact that these guys went, okay, well, we can't afford to be building an ice rink, but it's kind of part of the entire contract, and so how can we just get this across the line instead of then just be offering people just, I guess, shares? Or is it even shares if it's kind of a stadium? I guess it's shares or some kind of incentive. Well, the other word I guess would be holdings is more so what I'm thinking of, but either way, you're just getting some kind of just passive income from your work at the time. And I can only assume that there would have been quite a few people that went, you know what, I just honestly need the money now. It's the Great Depression, and so I just need it. I need to be able to feed my family. But for all the guys that just went, hang on a second, I'll take a little bit of a pay cut and I'll just take the holdings in the entire arena, if that's even possible. That sounds like a banking nightmare, but the fact that they were able to do it, to just get it across the line so that so many people then either had a job in the first place, because otherwise they wouldn't have had that job, and then everyone else just got to enjoy it for years and years and years. Like, I wonder, I'm still curious, did it get torn down? Because like you said.
And then one night, she stepped down.
Why? What do you mean she stepped down? I do not understand. In saying that, it's pretty impressive that they managed to turn all of these different venues around on an ice rink. I mean, come on. Like, the fact that you're going to be loading in and putting all of this stuff, all the equipment, everything all over the ice rink floor, that's just an insane thing to kind of be doing over and over and over again, surely. Especially when I can only assume, given that it was kind of a major banking thing and they wanted to build another one, and I don't even know. They mentioned his name at the start here, which is it some government minister, maybe the Prime Minister at the time. Either way, just to be able to get an ice rink over the line during that time and build an entire thing like this when there's no money, just kind of finding money by paying people in shares, well done. That's just some big brain thinking right there. But anyway, moving on to the second one we've got here. It's unpronounceable for me, but let's see what it is.
What?
I'm in trouble and they're building an Inukshuk.
I know.
You come across them miles from anywhere. Well, maybe now I'll find out what they're for.
She said, now the people will know we were here. Now the people will know we were here.
Well, I must admit, as soon as I started seeing that those stones were getting stacked, I went, hang on a second, I might have an idea about where this is going, because from the Inuit video that I watched about the entire kind of general overview of the history, I remembered seeing, I don't know if it would be called a statue as an overview, or an Inukshuk, I guess is how he pronounced it, I'm fairly sure. And I mean, I guess it is certainly a very easy, recognizable figure. No kind of natural phenomenon's ever going to be able to stack rocks like that, besides people placing it. But no, that was just a very interesting video. I don't really know where this guy came into it, really. I mean, it says Baffin Island 1939, and I don't really know who he is. Does it say? Don't think it does anywhere.
I'm in trouble and they're building an Inukshuk.
Yeah, no, they just say, oh, okay, I'm in trouble and they're building an Inukshuk, and so I don't know who that person is. He looks like some military commandery person. I really have no idea in that greater sense, and so I'm kind of just now left wondering how he even got up there in the first place. I mean, I guess he somehow knows what they're building, but at the same time is quite confused about why they're building it. I mean, I guess it's kind of like a historical SOS in terms of, okay, you follow the trail and people were here, and eventually you might be able to meet up or get help or even just kind of find other people and tribes or whatnot. I mean, the same as I said during the entire Inuit video, that is just an incredible culture that spans a very long time through the mass migration to just the wilderness that they are living. It's an insane situation, and so that really just does come full circuit as to why is this guy even up here in the first place, and how has he found these people? How are they just kind of allowing him, or I don't even know if they're helping him get around or what, because he certainly seems to have quite a broken foot, or I don't know if he got crushed by one of the rocks or what. I have no idea what this guy is, and to be honest, this entire video just opened up so many more questions that I ever answered. Besides, I guess the only real one that I got answered is, where is it? All the way at the end, there it is, right there. And so I guess I finally know what this entire model's name is, but in some ways it's like one step forward, 4 million steps backwards, because it's just so detailed and complicated. But anyway, moving on to our third one, we have Jackie Robinson.
Hey, Mr. Ricky.
Boys, I want you to meet someone. Outstanding athlete, the former second lieutenant in the United States Army, and your new second baseman, Jackie Robinson.
Hi, gentlemen.
Et maintenant, on va entendre les Royaux. And now batting for the Royals, le deuxième but, the second baseman, Jackie Robinson. Quatrième manche, fourth inning.
Record numbers of cheering Montrealers helped Jackie Robinson break baseball's color bar that year. He never forgot the city that launched his journey to baseball's Hall of Fame.
Ah, yes. Well, that's an awesome story. I want to just see little bits of it again. Just the fact that, what did he say, second lieutenant?
I want you to meet someone. Outstanding athlete, the former second lieutenant in the United...
The former second lieutenant, outstanding athlete. I mean, he honestly meets every single credential you could ever want for, and the fact that he just goes, hello gentlemen, look at him, he's beautifully dressed, he rocks up, they're just all kind of already in their baseball jerseys and everything, he's just ready to play, and then 2 minutes later he was out there just smashing it. Or I mean, I guess first of all he kind of got smashed into a little bit of body line contact there, but no, for 1946 to be able to break, what was it called, something about the color brand rule?
Record numbers of cheering Montrealers helped Jackie Robinson break baseball's color bar that year.
Oh, color bar, not color band or anything. So yeah, color bar, that's awesome. I wonder how he kind of got drafted into the entire situation, because, well, whether or not it was this guy, I guess he kind of deserves some credit as well, because I don't know how you kind of get around those laws. If there was a color bar but you're bringing in a person of color, how do you do that? I mean, it's certainly for the better, and it's great that he managed to do it, as well as record numbers of fans cheering him on, because he was obviously well worth the money, or hopefully he was being paid, because he would have drawn in their crowds. I mean, there would have been such a stigma, and so I am sure that he would have faced many more challenges than just being hit with a baseball like this guy just pegging it at him. But either way, everyone just obviously rallied behind him, and that's just a great thing. You know, I guess sport's great in that way. You know, if you're good, then people generally just don't care. I mean, unless you're good for the other team that they're not barracking for, then they seem to care a lot, because then they go, hang on a second, you can't be too good and I just pick on you for any little reason, and that's just annoying. But to be making it onto one of the heritage minutes, I just have to concede that he must be one of the greatest of all time. You know, we had Maurice Rocket Richards last time with ice hockey, and now we have Jackie Robinson with baseball. Obviously completely different stories, completely different people, but just for these two athletes to just kind of come from, I can only assume, nothing overall and just be put into a heritage minute, they just must be absolute icons of their game. And really, they both seem to have their own kind of personal reasons as to why they're also just so much more magnified in terms of what they did for the entire sport as well, because they called him something like the second baseman or something.
For the Royals, le deuxième but, the second baseman, Jackie Robinson.
There we go. So they called him the second baseman. Now I don't know if that's kind of like a boxing middle name where it's like whatever it is, and then the kind of last name, or if it is actually just kind of a position in baseball. But he obviously just stepped up to the plate. He took one to the body, but then just proceeded to just smack it for 6. Not that that makes sense in baseball, but smack it for 6. Even to the point where all of his teammates that were, I can only imagine, quite skeptical of based off this film, but even in real life, I can only imagine would have been quite skeptical. But then for them to just all of a sudden go, you know what, this guy's all right, you know, oh wait, hang on a second, he's really good, let's get behind him. The whole crowd's cheering, let's just all cheer with him, and man, it would have been such a good feeling. And so yeah, like I said, just well done to these people, these athletes, that are just breaking down all of these different things back in 1946. But anyway, now just moving on to our next one, we have the Winnipeg Falcons. 1920.
Wasn't easy growing up on Sargent Avenue. Bunch of Icelandic boys, nobody wanted around. But hockey was good to us.
We're signing up then, George. Only if Connie here joins up with us.
And the war came along. Broke up the team. But we were needed, and we went. It cost us. Too much, maybe. I don't know. But I do know one thing. We still got some fight left in us, right, boys? It's the game we've been saving it for. For us. For Canada. For the boys of Sargent Avenue.
The Winnipeg Falcons served Canada in the First World War. 2 teammates never made it home. The rest went on to win the very first gold medal in Olympic hockey.
Oh, nice work. But no, like always, that is just an incredible story, and I guess actually this entire 4 series has been quite sports-centric. From the fact that we started out with the Maple Leaf Gardens, and then we moved on to Jackie Robinson, which was baseball, but now we're back to ice hockey again with the Winnipeg Falcons. But no, that was an incredible video. Like I said, all of these guys, obviously they were just together before they were on Sage Street, was it?
Wasn't easy growing up on Sargent Avenue.
Oh no, Sargent Avenue. I thought I heard Sage Street or something, and I guess it's definitely different to the other one. Oh, what was it called? It would change the name to Valor Road, but I forget what it was in the first place. Silver? No, it was something just completely random, but no, now it's Valor Road. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Sargent Avenue is now called Falcon Road or something like that as well, because obviously this entire team, I mean, I guess, yeah, they would have been a team first. This entire team just had to split up just to go off to war, and they lost a couple. Oh, maybe did they lose these 2 guys? Maybe. Oh no, he was kind of towards the end here, I'm fairly sure. Where is he? Yeah, surely that guy and wherever the other one is, and this guy is the same guy, but I think maybe this one's wrong. Either way, I can just assume that because those 2 jerseys were hanging up at the end there, and they're both called Falcon, but they're their original jerseys, just kind of paying tribute to them. Obviously they started the journey with them, they got split up along the way, but either way they were a team from the start, and they just went on to win the first Olympic gold medal in ice hockey. That's pretty darn impressive. I mean, I would love to know how many people that was out of. I mean, either way, it's the Olympic Games, it's certainly a very high honor to do, but I can only imagine that the entire sport would have grown a little bit since then. So considering that, I can only assume that it would have been, I guess, Canada, the US, where else? I really don't know where else would have been competing in ice hockey, and when was it? I'm fairly sure it's in the 1920s. No, when was it? Here we go. Yeah, the 1920 Olympic Games. So yeah, that would have been just after World War I. And I mean, I guess it was in Belgium, and so maybe Belgium, and there were a whole bundle of European countries playing in ice hockey. Either way, there was obviously a whole bundle of sports that had just been added, but to go on to win the very first one, just knowing that you guys have been split up and you've lost a couple along the way, would have been such an incredible feeling. I mean, I guess it would have been kind of a mixed feeling as well, because you go, oh, I just wish that those guys were there just to experience this moment, but at least we were just able to hang their jerseys up and just pay tribute to the sacrifice that they made. And like they said, you know, they were needed, they went off to war, they did their bit, and they came home and just continued to play hockey, you know. I mean, in saying that, I wonder how rusty they all would have been after a couple of years away at war. Hey, maybe they just were able to be practicing at different areas around the world. I have no idea, but regardless, they certainly were not rusty enough to be knocked off of that top spot. And so yeah, just absolutely well done to everyone in this entire video, and just everyone in all the heritage minutes, because they're just incredible 1-minute just movies, like I always say. But anyway, in saying that, I reckon I'm going to call it there. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, feel free to do the YouTube algorithmic things down below. Also, if this is the first video of mine that you're watching, then maybe you want to check out just any other heritage minutes that I've done, or any other Canadian videos I've done, or any other international videos I've done. And also make sure to check out just any of the original heritage minutes in the description down below. Or hey, maybe even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.